So how many bailouts has Eskom received since 2015, and just how much has each South African had to contribute to the upkeep of the ailing state-owned power utility? Rofhiwa Madzena has been adding up all the bailouts Eskom has had in the last few years. Rofhiwa with me now to talk more about how much all of this is costing us. Rofhiwa, how are those numbers looking?
They are looking very scary indeed. I mean, if you think back, the latest one that we've just received was yesterday, government bailouts for July this year, and that's a staggering 59 billion rand that will be divided into 2 years, 26 billion rand this year and 33 billion rand next year, to help with the going concern of Eskom and to obviously deal with some of the debt burden that Eskom is facing at the current moment. If we take a look at another bailout, this was an emergency bailout that Eskom received in April. It came as a surprise. Eskom needed emergency funding to continue with its operations and to really continue with the building of the likes of Medupi and Kusile, which, by the way, I must remind you, are almost decades behind schedule and billions over budget, Tembigile. So we also saw in February in the budget speech by Tito Mboweni, 69 billion was allocated to Eskom for the next 3 years, 23 billion apiece, and this is also to deal with those operational issues, making sure the likes of salaries are paid and really just making sure that the likes of load shedding are not taking place. And then if we look at 2015, the speech by former Minister Nhlanhla Nene, 23 billion rand was allocated to Eskom. The first of that was paid in June of that year. That was 10 billion rand, and the last of it the following year, which was 5 billion rand. and that was a bit of a tricky one, if you remember. Minister Pravin Gordhan, who'd come into place there, really not too keen on giving Eskom continued bailouts, just because of the pressure that it was putting on the country's fiscus. Let's take a look at the private bailouts that Eskom has received. So in 2017, Eskom received one from the China Development Bank, and that was to the tune of 20 billion rand. This was a loan facility that was signed upon, and it was specifically set to contribute to the completion of the building, as I've mentioned, of Kusile and Medupi. We really haven't seen much in terms of the going forth there, and Minister Pravin Gordhan has spoken on numerous occasions about the fact that it was really badly designed and the construction really leaves much to be desired. So that's what they had for those power plants there, and those obviously would be to add about 4,000 megawatts to the grid. And if we take a look at the Public Investment Corporation via the Government Pension Fund, committed 5 billion rand in 2018, again almost as an emergency fund to assist Eskom with its particular issues there. And now for the meaty bits there, it's getting personal, Tembigile, because now when you look at all the numbers and you add them all up, you really just get a sense of how much we as South African citizens, all 58 million of us, have to contribute.
It's quite staggering, isn't it?
It is. 161 that they've received over the last 4 years, 161 billion rand. Let's take a look at how much each citizen has had to contribute. In this current economic climate, almost 3,000 rand that South Africans have had to contribute to the bailouts that Eskom has been receiving. And can I tell you, with this 230 billion rand that government has committed over the next 10 years, I can tell you that we'll be paying a little bit more.
And I'm sure that kind of money would go a long way for many of us at this point. Rofhiwa Madzena, thank you so much for that, Rofhiwa, giving us a breakdown of just how much has been poured into Eskom as far as bailouts are concerned. Much more of our coverage on the Eskom crisis throughout the day here on ENCA.